Welcome, everyone. So we'll commence our learning session for today. It's always a delight to have every one of us in our learning sessions. So before we start, there will be a ground rules for each and every one of us. Please note that when you are speaking, when you are not speaking, please let your mics be muted, please. And if you have any interactions, please, you can put it in the chat box or you can raise your hand. It depends on how the facilitator will coordinate his session. So if he says that he wants interactions via the chat box, please kindly put your interactions in the chat box. And if he permits that your hand should be raised, kindly raise your hands. All right, so we'll go ahead to start the program. I asked this session, the session is Ask the Expert, and the topic for today is digital transformation as a catalyst for business growth and profitability. And the person taking us is one of the board members of the AHRP, the trustees. He's a board on the AHRP association, and is no other than Idoni George Amaha. So I'll just share his profile with us and then we can get to know our speaker. Can you all see my screen? Please, can you all see my
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Thank you so much. So we'll commence. Mr. Idoni George Amaha is a seasoned HR expert, facilitator, mentor, and digital transformation enthusiast. Idoni's expertise spans over 17 years in multiple sectors, such as consulting, manufacturing, sales, FMCG, security, logistics, and information technology. Idoni has a rich experience in the development and implementation of HR strategies to improve individual and business performance. Idoni is an expert in several areas of HR management, such as talent acquisition and management, change management initiatives, HR service delivery, organization design, manpower planning and resourcing, organizational learning and development, performance management systems, reward and compensation management, sales capability development, and relationship management. As a corporate trainer, Idoni coordinated the training functions of the Nigerian Institute of Training and Development and has facilitated training covering the capacity building components of various donor-funded programs, including the World Bank, African Development Bank, European Union Commission, as well as other corporate training for both private and public sectors organizations. Idoni holds a bachelor's degree in public administration from the Ambrose Ali University, Epoma, and a master's degree in industrial and labor relations from the University of Maiduguri. Idoni holds various Microsoft certification and ISO 9001 2015 QMS certified auditor. Idoni has attended several management and leadership development programs within and outside Nigeria. Idoni's professionalism and drive for continuous improvement has earned him membership of various bodies, including full member Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, associate member Nigerian Institute. Just a minute. Sorry. It went off. So I can't see my screen again.
Don't worry.
All right. So with all the accolades, please, can we give Idoni a warm AHRP welcome?
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you can hear me very well.
Yes.
Okay, great. So in addition to what Grace just read, I presently work with Reliance Infosystem as Organizational Development Manager. And I have a certification, just as she rightly read, in Microsoft fundamentals. I have certification in Azure, which is the Microsoft computing platform. I have certification in Microsoft security and compliance. Then I also have certification in Microsoft pre-sales catalysts. And at least presently, even before I joined my present organization, I have been a tech enthusiast. I will say that I'm the unofficial title, I hold the unofficial title of the Chief Technology Officer of HROP. that is for that. So with this, I will quickly go into the meat of the day, which is digital transformation as a catalyst for business profitability, business growth and profitability. Let me share my screen so that we can get done within time for the benefit of our Muslim brothers and sisters. Okay. Is my screen up now? Great. Is my screen up?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Very clear.
Great. Okay, great. So this is the title for today's Ask the Expert session, which is Digital Transformation as a Catalyst for Business Growth and Profitability. The question is, what is digital transformation? Digital transformation simply refers to the integration of technology, data, and process into all aspects of a business to drive growth, profitability, and customer satisfaction. When we talk about digital transformation, we refer to a strategic integration of technology and processes across all aspects of the business to achieve digital maturity and optimization. Maybe we are trying to optimize the performance of everybody in the organization. Everything boils down to improve performance. So it involves the use of what we call the emerging technologies, such as artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and the Internet of Things, to create new business models, products, services that are more efficient, customer-centric, and responsive. When we talk about digital transformation, there are examples that we can cite, because digital transformation can be implemented across different industries. For example, in the healthcare industry, we have the use of telemedicine. We have wearable devices that transmit data. We have some patients that uses these wearable devices to monitor their vitals in terms of heartbeat and all this. The data, devices transmits data to a central server where the individual, irrespective of the location, all those vitals can be monitored. Now, you also have health monitoring apps, which we are presently using. You have the smartwatch and all that. Then in the retail industry, you have the adoption in the area of omni-channels, e-commerce. Then you have augmented reality. You have social media marketing to enhance the customer experience and drive sales. Mind you, our topic has to do with how to improve growth and profitability for organizations using digital transformation. Then in the area of manufacturing, you have the implementation of what we call the smart factory. You have the predictive maintenance, because you have all these systems set up in your factory. Before some of these, before you do routine maintenance or there is faults, you already have some sensors that have been installed that sense data that will easily bring out that detect faults. The same thing with our cars. You have the cars, you have sensors before some fault, you get the check engine lights on your dashboard. That is telling you that there is an issue. Then the area of finance, you have the deployment of mobile banking applications, and you have these robo-advisors. Robo-advisors, you have an example for Zenith Bank, you have the robo-advisor, you call it the Ziva. Then UBA, you have the Leo. Every other bank, these are chatbots that you communicate with that helps improve customer experience. Then one thing that we must make clear is the fact that digital transformation is not the same as IT initiative. There are some distinctions between IT initiatives. IT initiative, while IT initiative focuses on optimizing what we call the traditional existing processes and systems. Digital transformation, on the other hand, is about rethinking and redesigning business models and processes to leverage technology and data in a new way and in a new and innovative way. Then when you talk about digital transformation is a top-down approach. You adopt the touch-down approach that involves leadership and what we call the cross-functional team. Whereas the traditional IT initiatives are often siloed within specific departments. For example, you have a situation where the HRO requires a dedicated software to operate, or to automate some of his processes. Whereas digital transformation is all encompassing. You are not just looking at what will benefit the HRO alone, because there are some aspects of the HR and admin function that also cascade down to other functions. So we will get to see some of these things as we progress with this section. Now, digital transformation also has what we call a broader scope and a more customer-centric focus. Customer-centric because everything about the business is about the customer. So if whatever initiative that you are putting in place does not translate to improve customer experience, then it is nothing. Whereas the traditional IT initiative may be more narrow or narrowly focused on what we call the internal efficiency or cost reduction, as the case may be. So digital transformation matters because it has what we call a profound, wait, I'm coming, this thing is. So digital transformation has what we call a profound impact on the customer experience and behavior, and can also help the business to stay competitive and relevant in a rapidly changing landscape. So you also know that in today's fast-paced and highly competitive market, businesses that fail to embrace digital transformation risk being left behind. Therefore, it is important for business to understand how digital transformation can be a catalyst for growth and profitability. So by leveraging technology and data to streamline business processes, enhance customer experience, and unlock new revenue streams, businesses can stay relevant, competitive, and profitable. So this session is especially relevant to us as change agents in a period where digital transformation is becoming increasingly important in all the industries and sectors. Before now, we've been talking about several things, working from home, remote working, and what have you. How do you work remotely when you don't have the infrastructure, the technology infrastructure in place that will drive that work model? So despite the fact that coronavirus happened and we started adopting some processes, but there are still some organizations that are still lagging behind when it comes to the adoption of digital transformation. So digital transformation is, like I said, is all encompassing because it has an always-on culture approach, which is supportive of operations that helps the employee thrive instead of burnout. Because it's all encompassing because you are looking at a holistic approach that take cognizance wherever the employee decides to work, either at home, either at the office, or on the go, as the case may be. So when we talk about this holistic approach, we are looking at every function of the organization. We need to come together to reimagine how to empower the employee, engage the customers, optimize operations, and cultivate the culture of innovation. So when you are digitizing or you are adopting a digital transformation approach in your organization, you are looking at it in a holistic approach. You are looking at the people, you are looking at the places, because it's not just a brick and mortar workplace model that we have now. We have a situation where employees can work from anywhere, and you must put into cognizance this approach when mapping out your digital transformation strategy. Then you also look at the business processes. The business processes, every organization has its own business processes, which also must be taken into cognizance. So it's about reinventing when, where, and how the people work. Now let's take it one by one. When it comes to people, employee expects to connect and collaborate from anywhere and on any device. Unlike before, when you have when we work at the office, you have this firewall. You can only log into your work application only when you are within the office environment. Now all those has been demystified. As a result of the advent of coronavirus and all that. So when it comes to place, you are looking at the workspace. The workspace, like I said, is not just the office space, because you are looking at the front line. You're also looking at the needs to facilitate inclusion and productivity. Inclusion in the sense that I can be anywhere and work from anywhere and still have access to my work productivity tools. Then you also have the processes, because you are looking at solutions that must be cost-effective and also streamlined, while supporting the work from anywhere or anywhere security, because it's not just about working from anywhere. You're also looking at a process that enhances the security of your data assets, your company's data assets. It's not just a matter of business as usual, where anything can go wrong. So when we are looking at the digital transformation requires the integration of several key components, each of which plays a critical role in achieving business growth and profitability. So some of these components, when we look at them, we're looking at technology, infrastructure, you are looking at data management and analytics, you are looking at business process and workflow, then you're also looking at customer experience. Now, before we take all these components one by one, then we'll ask the question, how does the digital transformation, how does it help the business to remain competitive and relevant? The first thing is that digital transformation increases efficiency and productivity, because it involves the automation of processes, because all those paper-to-pen processes, you are automating them, you are automating the workflow. So all this can increase efficiency and productivity. It also eliminates manual processes and help the business reduce the risk of errors. It also saves time. It also helps us optimize resource utilization. For example, when you automate the HRO and admin, accounting and finance processes, it can help you streamline, for example, the invoice processing. It can help you reduce the risk of errors. It can also help you free up employees' time to focus on higher value activities. So by using digital tools, businesses can also gain real-time visibility into operations, allowing them to identify inefficiencies and also areas that will require improvement quickly. So I know this session, the way I've been talking, they might sound too theoretical, The essence of this session is actually to give us practical approach to digital transformation. So we move. Am I on? I hope I've not been broken.
I can hear you loud and clear.
We can hear you.
Great. So the second reason why digital transformation is important for the business is that it improves customer experience, because it enables businesses to enhance experiences by providing personalized and seamless experience across multiple touch points. Different organizations have several touch points which they've inaugurated that allows customers to interact with those organizations. This organization, this touch point must be streamlined and be made efficient so that customer experience can be enhanced. So by leveraging this, and again too, with the available of data analytics, businesses can collect and analyze customer data to get insight into their preference, behaviors and needs. By leveraging this insight, businesses can deliver targeted and relevant experience that can help improve customer satisfaction and loyalty. For example, the online retailers can use data analytics to comment or to recommend database on a customer's pricing or browsing experience. Let me give you an example. When you, for example, you are browsing maybe a television, you just browse. You want to browse the various televisions that you have, or maybe you are looking at improving your kitchen. You just say, okay, let me go on those things that will help me improve my kitchen, right? Before you know what, anywhere you visit on the web, you'll be seeing Jumia, you'll be seeing an advert from Jumia, you'll be seeing advert from Konga, telling you to buy all those things that you just browsed, right? So all those things, so they have all those, while you were searching for those items, the browser was collecting your data. So they now know what your preferences are. So by that, they are now throwing targeted ads at you that will help you act. So all those things, that is what is expected of modern businesses. When they interact with your organization's touch points, you are expected to collect data to know what the customer preferences are. And when you know what their preferences are, you are able to address their needs in a holistic and individualistic manner, in the sense that you are looking at a way to address the needs of that customer in a way that is unique. You are bringing some level of uniqueness to the customer. That is improve customer experience. Now, when you involve in digital transformation, you are also, it improves and deliver new revenue streams. New revenue streams, because it creates new revenue stream by enabling businesses to develop new products and services that meets changing customers' needs. Like they said, we operate on per seconds basis right now, because everywhere you have different, before you wake up, different technology, you have different scenarios, you have different things that if you don't just keep pace, it might be difficult for you to, you might just be left behind. You begin to see yourself as somebody that is still operating 5 or 6 years behind time. So, for example, with the rise of digital platforms and marketplaces, it has enabled businesses to reach new customers and sell their products and services, even globally. You now have global customers. It's no longer those customers, a situation whereby you are looking at you are looking at the best spots on Marina, or you are looking at the best place to get a shop around Ireland or all those choice area. No, you can be in the comfort of your bedroom and you have global customers. Now, if you are following the recent Flutterwave ads, you see that even some of these payments platform, they now have marketplaces. They've developed a digital market platform where you can showcase your products, right? So by doing that, they are doing what we call value added. They are adding values to their own business, because once you shop, you will definitely integrate their payment platform for checkouts. because you are not going to check out using any other payment. You are going to use their online platform. So they are in a way expanding their revenue profile and also creating a new stream of income. Now, one major thing about digital transformation is that it helps reduce costs. It helps reduce costs because it reduces costs by eliminating processes, routine processes. It improves efficiency, because once you have improved efficiency, it reduces waste, and it's also helping you to optimize the available resources. So by using digital tools, businesses can automate routine tasks, reduce the need for physical infrastructure, and also reduce labor costs. For example, businesses can use what we call cloud-based storage and computing solutions to reduce the need for on-premise infrastructure, resulting in lower capital and maintenance costs. Because before the advent of cloud computing, you have what we call data on-premise data center, where you buy server. It's not just buying server. When you buy server, you try to create a security infrastructure to make sure that your hardwares are secure. Then you are also cognizant of creating a backup power system, because you want your servers to be on all the time, and you know how it is, the erratic situation of electricity, particularly in our climate. So if you have to do that, you have to provide alternative power source, and you know how much this will cost now. But when you adopt the cloud-based infrastructure, you are able to deploy your applications, you're able to deploy your servers on the cloud. And once that is done, you have access to your resources. And the beauty about the cloud-based application is that you are like Azure, which is the Microsoft cloud platform. It is pay as you use. Whatever you use, the infrastructure that you use is based on consumption. They operate what we call the consumption model. What you consume is what you pay for, right? So it helps all those issue of physical infrastructure, security, power, and all that is completely eliminated. So it is, and rather than having CapEx for the acquisition of all those assets, you now move that to OpEx, which is the regular operating system, where you pay for what you use. So digital transformation, like I mentioned, requires several components. And this component, I mentioned technology infrastructure. So for digital transformation to happen, you must have what we call a robust and flexible technology infrastructure, which is the backbone of digital transformation. So this includes what we call, like I mentioned before, cloud computing, data storage, networking, security, and software tools. So it is also essential to have what we call the technology infrastructure that can handle large volume of data. Now, it also support new business model, and also enable seamless collaboration across your various organization team and stakeholders. Because we have a situation whereby for my company where I work, Reliance Info System, we have footprint across different geographical location, and we work as if we are in the same location, because we've been able to adopt good technology infrastructure that has helped our digital transformation journey. So another component of digital transformation, or a successful digital transformation, is data management and analytics. So data is the fuel that drives any digital transformation venture that any organization would want to help, because businesses need the data to have, because like I said, most of the business decisions are taken based on data. And when you don't have accurate data, then you are left with a situation where you just make decisions out of ignorance, because whatever decisions you make are not backed up by data. So data analytics tools and platform help businesses gain insights into customers' behavior, market trends, operational performance, and also it also help inform the business, when we are taking business decisions, and also help in continuous improvement and innovation. Because when you don't have data, you don't even know how your competitors are doing. It is only when you have adequate data of what your competitors are doing that you will be able to come up with a counter measure that will counter them. It's a war. The business environment is a war. So the other one is business processes and workflow. So digital transformation requires rethinking and redesigning existing business processes. Because we operate in a dynamic environment, because we operate in an ever-changing business landscape, it is important that we have processes and workflow that are able to withstand the challenges that these changing circumstances and dynamic environment are throwing at us. So this includes automating manual tasks, integrating systems, and creating new digital workflow that enables seamless collaborations across teams and departments. So by streamlining processes and workflow, businesses all these measures can help reduce costs, improve efficiency, create a more agile and efficient organization for us. Mind you, I said that we are, as HR professionals or every other professional that is on this call, we are first and foremost change agents. And it behoves on us to be able to equip ourselves with all the relevant tools and insights into taking decisions that are best for our business. Now, the fourth component of a successful digital transformation requires that we have good customer experience. So digital transformation is ultimately about delivering a superior customer experience, because when you are fighting in the market space, it's not about the product you are offering, because there is no product you are offering that every other organization is not offering. It's about the unique customer experience that you are able to deliver as an organization. So by leveraging data and technology, businesses can personalize their offerings, improve engagement, and also create a seamless and convenient customer journey. So a great customer experience leads to increased loyalty, higher retention, and also increased revenue, which is the reason why every organization is in business. So each of these components contribute to the business growth and profitability in several ways. And what are these ways? We're talking about, for the technology infrastructure, it enables the business to leverage on emerging technologies, such as the artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and blockchain to drive innovations and also create a new business model. I'm sure that we are quite aware of the disruptions that ChatGPT has brought to bear. And it's not just about ChatGPT now. There is a new version that is able to do great things. And OpenAI, who are the promoters and developers of ChatGPT, first came into the limelight in November, just November last year, which is about 4 months away from, just 4 months away from now. 4 months ago when they came. As at now, that company is valued at $29 billion. So you can imagine, just one product, they came and disrupted the whole thing. When you browse or when you search for information, you are being given links, but ChatGPT actually gives you the answer that you require. So all these things are customer experience. So by the time now, they are coming out with products that are now subscription-based. And because people have seen the wonder that ChatGPT is doing, I'm sure a lot of people are going to subscribe. I think for their pro plan is $20 per month. For some people, it doesn't mean it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. But some people will say that it kill creativity. It does that. It's a case of, let me give a simple analogy. No, you are a furniture maker. You want to make a chair. Are you going to go to the bush to go and start fetching the wood that you are going to use in making that chair when you have boards that have already been prepared? So it's a case of you don't have any choice other than to just move with the trend. If you don't move with the trend, people that have moved with the trend will be more efficient, they will be more relevant, and they will do greater things than you as an individual. So we must, as a matter of necessity, move with trends. So the need for digital transformation, or the need for digital resilience, has never been greater, particularly after the disruptions that was caused by COVID-19. So when we talk about digital transformation, what comes to mind is more software. We don't talk about more software. That is not readily the case. I will explain this in the course of this presentation. So organization needs to adapt, seemingly overnight, their existing processes and operations to meet what we call digital everything. That is a world in which you meet the customer's needs and expectations. When we talk about customers, we are talking about both the internal customers and the external customers. So business leaders will also need data, we also need to make data-driven decisions that will rapidly adapt their marketing strategy, their sales strategy, and overall operation. Because when you adopt a digital resilience, or when you have a digital resilience work environment, you are able to mitigate several risks. You are able to bring, you're able to operationalize your business processes and make it more efficient and effective. So the key is process automation. Process automation. So the key to digital transformation or digital resilience is process automation. So now, when we talk about process automation, automation is basically key to digitally transforming how we work as an organization and how we are able to remain resilient. So in today's world, as automation drives what we call the processes of your business, a lot of processes need to be automated. If organizations want to evolve, they will need to be very, very competitive, and particularly within the digital transformation space. That's just the simple truth. So there is also the need to automate a lot of processes, because digital environment, or as the case may be now, requires that we automate some of our workflow. Or else, if we don't automate some of those workflow, organizations that are resilient, that has put in place a digital culture, they are able to move on a faster pace than our organization. So automating processes with existing traditional software usually takes much time. It takes much time and effort as well. So after all, when we talk about digital transformation, the goal is to drive speed and also efficiency, not to create or increase bottlenecks. So now, when we talk about how do we ensure that our organization are digitally transformed? Because when we mention digital transformation, what readily comes to mind is, oh, these people are coming up, they want us to adopt or procure some new software, right? That is not always the case. So, and the way that we work also has changed. Digitize ad hoc pen and paper processes to create more time for strategic work, because when you focus on the minors, you miss out on the major. That's just the truth. And what are the minor? Those processes that are routine, that are routine. You don't need to waste your precious time on those routine tasks when they can be automated. So once you automate routine tasks, it frees you time to focus on the strategic aspect of the business, and it helps boost productivity. So when we talk about the traditional business applications, we talk about the routine, the EROPs, we are talking about several things, because many organizations still have these traditional applications. You have very big servers in your premises, and you have these on-prem applications that are warehoused in these servers. And once you are outside the confines of your office, you are unable to access those business applications. Now, we are talking about resilience. When we talk about resilience, we are talking about how organizations are agile, how they are able to mitigate and able to transform within a very short time. I mentioned that when we adopt the traditional applications, it requires a lot of effort, it requires a lot of capital investment, and it requires a lot of additional software. So all these do not really provide the resilience that are needed today. So there is a shift. There is a shift to remote work. Based on Gartner studies, 48% of employees will work remotely after the coronavirus pandemic, compared to 30% before. Now, 55% of businesses were focused on efficiency, not resiliency. So that was before the pre-COVID, and they were fragile as a result. Fragile in the sense that this was put to test during the coronavirus pandemic, because only those companies that were resilient, that were agile, were able to quickly transform themselves into the work model that was thrown at us, right? So if you do not have the infrastructure, many people were just on holiday during that period, while some were actually working, some were on holiday, because the work environment did not provide that work tool, that resiliency that would have helped them transform from the traditional brick and mortar work environment to the anywhere work model that was thrown at us by the coronavirus. So workforce expectation for digital experience is also changing, because 35% of the workforce are currently digital natives. The millennials who demand better digital experience in the workplace. You have people that the old school, we are digital migrants. You have we were not all these technologies that are everywhere. We are not part of we're not part of the environment that we grew up in. But you have a lot of digital natives, the millennials, that we are born into this digital environment, who demands better digital experience in the work space. And the only way you can create that digital experience is by transforming digitally, so that their work experience can be seamless. Now, for when you are building the traditional application, it demands 5 times application. I mean, the demand for mobile application is growing 5 times faster than what the IT department can deliver presently, right? It's 5 times, because people want to work on the go. Remember when we started the conversation, we want the work environment requires that we are available, right? Even in the office, even in our home, or even on the go, we can respond to our work demands. So because of this, the demand for mobile application is 5 times faster than what can be delivered at present. And also too, the economic downtime. So the economic downtime is driving efficiency, because every organization wants to be able to streamline their operation to remain productive, to remain agile, and also reduce costs significantly. That is the essence. So when you look at the US, for example, there was a 6.1% contraction in the US GDP in 2020, which is the most severe recession ever experienced in the US, after the end of the World War II, right? So 92% of business leaders agree that to survive and flourish post-COVID, companies must enable process automation, which is very, very key. Process automation. Now, the question is, how do you automate processes without actually increasing costs, without actually making several things, without affecting the business processes? This is where we are now moving to in our conversation. Because when you talk about digital transformation, digital transformation is a very broad area that you begin to speak. And when you speak to that area, you are looking at it's particularly us as HRO professionals, it looks as if we are just out there lost. So the essence of this session is what are those practical approach that we can adopt in our organization as professionals to ensure that our organization is digitally transformed in a cost and effective way. That will be the next phase of this conversation. So I have mentioned that the traditional approach of software development or deployment of IT infrastructure do not give us much flexibility in terms of remote work, which is now the norms, because those applications are siloed in the servers that are on the premises of our organization. And these applications cannot be accessed anywhere we chose to work unless we are within the confines of our organization. So, and by so doing, it does not offer that digital experience to all those people that we refer to as the digital natives, because they want to be able to work on the go wherever they are, and also have that feel of what they are used to, right? The Facebook, the LinkedIn, the TikTok, and what have you. So organizations of all types are currently faced with the hard choices today that they have to make. That is, they are trying to save costs, they are trying to reimagine their operations, and they're also trying to redirect productivity, and they're also trying to re-engage their customers and work with the nuances of the remote work environment that the present situation has thrown at us. So the question is, how do we go from here and also remain competitive as the case may be? Now, we are looking at, like I said, every organization, they have these custom applications that are developed for them. And these applications are driven by business needs, right? So this custom, keeping up with the custom code, it's not really, those custom applications and codes that we have, it's not really keeping up with what the businesses are really demanding in this modern day and time. Based on the Gartner study as well, we have 50 million, the business environment will need over 50 million new applications to be able to remain relevant in the next 5 years. In the next 5 years. Yes, that is based on the Gartner study. So more than all apps, all this demand for applications are more than what has been demanded or what has been requested for, even in the last 4 years. Even in the last 4 years. Because you have 70% of new applications are being developed every now and then. Now, that is where this particular approach that we are talking about, because ability to meet these application needs is really is a daunting task, because you have tech talent. Tech talent are limited. We don't have the right number of tech talent to deliver on this business application demands. And also too, when you are building software applications, particularly those ground up software development, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. And because of that, because of the demand, even before you now see a situation whereby that before you even finish developing those applications, you see that the business needs have changed. And you see that even the application that has been developed is no longer relevant to meet up with the demand and needs of the business. So there is surge in digital demands. And also too, you also have the security and compliance issue to tackle, right? So based on the Gartner studies, 70% of new applications developed by enterprise will use low-code or no-code technology by 2025. 2025 is just 2 years from now. Now, the question is, what are these low-code applications? That is, we'll be discussing that. Now, when you are transforming businesses, I mentioned the challenges that I mentioned, because the traditional software is siloed. It does not really have room for resiliency. It is not so agile, and you have several processes that need to be met for business efficiency. So low-code application offers these applications. It gives that resiliency for organizations to be able to meet their application needs and also remain competitive. So what business needs today is a high productivity, low-code development platform that will help organizations of all sizes adapt and respond to the rapid development in real time. You want to be able to develop your application at a much faster pace, and that is what low-code application offers. Now, when you are recruiting a developer to develop a business application, the investment is always very heavy. When you are building, it's in millions, very heavy and very expensive. So when you use a low-code development environment, it empowers even your employees and even you as an individual to develop applications that will meet your unique business needs, right? So there are several low-code application platforms out there, and some of them, I will quickly give examples of some of them. Now, before I give examples of some of them, what is low-code? Low-code, as the name implies, is an application platform that helps you as a professional develop business applications that will meet your unique business needs, that does not require knowledge of coding. That is a low-code application. That is why I said this session is about practical approach, because we have a demand for software applications, and we do not have the right number of tech talent to build those applications. And we also have a situation whereby developing a custom application for our organization requires a lot of time. And because of the ever-changing time, before you even finish, it requires, some of these applications becomes obsolete even before you deploy. And we also have a situation whereby even if you go to some of these off-the-shelf applications, you are now forced to remodel your processes. You now start changing your business processes to meet or to suit the business application that you bought off the shelf, rather than the business application meeting your unique business processes. right? Now, why low-code development environment is very, very important is because you are able to develop that application that meets the unique needs of your organization. Now, when we talk about local development application or the local development platform, we are not jettisoning the existing infrastructure, because local applications has what we call connectors that is able to plug those loopholes that the traditional applications are unable to meet. So that will be the focus of this discussion. Now, I mentioned that there are several local development environments that are out there. So the popular ones include what we call the Salesforce Lightning platform, Salesforce Lightning platform. So the Lightning platform is a local platform that enables users to create custom applications and software for Salesforce, and the case implies Salesforce. But many organizations uses Salesforce CRM to drive their customer engagement. So when you adopt this Salesforce Lightning platform, you are able to create a business application that will meet your unique business needs. And this application integrates very well with the Salesforce CRM. So the other one is what we call the Mendes. So the Mendes low-code platform enables users to also create custom applications, right? It creates the custom applications. So it creates custom applications for both web and mobile, because when you are on the go, you require the mobile application. So it offers what we call a visual modeling interface that has a prepared template that you can readily deploy and also integrate with other tools such as the SAP, SAP and Salesforce. Now, the other one is what we call the Art System. Art System is also a low-code development environment, because it enables users to also create custom applications for both web and mobile. So it offers a visual development interface, because as you are building, you are seeing it, you are seeing what you are building. It has what we call pre-built templates that you can deploy based on your business needs, and also integrate with other tools like the SAP and Salesforce as well. Now, the other one, another popular one is Appian. Appian is another low-code development environment that offers a drag and drop interface, where you see you see the icons. So based on what you need, you just click, drag it and plug. And it also integrates very well with Salesforce and Microsoft SharePoint. Now, the most popular one, the most popular low-code application platform right there is the Microsoft Power Platform, right? So the Power Platform is a cloud-based low-code environment that enables users to create both business application, both for web and on the mobile, and also integrate seamlessly with our traditional Microsoft applications such as SharePoint, Dynamics 365, and Azure. So you agree with me that Microsoft, being the most popular business application we have here, has taken time to make sure that they develop a low-code development application that can help us improve business processes by developing applications that meet the need of our unique business need. And why I'm particularly very, very excited about this section is that many organizations, based on my experience in my present workplace, do not really know about this Microsoft development application. If you are using Office 365, Microsoft 365, right, in your organization, there is the possibility that you have the Microsoft platform embedded in your license, which you are not even aware of. So what is this Microsoft development platform? Let us do a deep dive into the system. So I mentioned earlier that when you are transforming a business, when you are trying to create a business environment, create a custom application, there are challenges. You have the time to market. The time to market is really very difficult. You have budget constraint, because when you talk about deploying a software, your MD will first of all ask you, how much, how is it going to impact on our business? So most decisions about software are determined by line of business decision, and they are also very, very critical to the business success. We have a situation whereby 61% of technology projects are actually funded by the line of business. If you are in the logistics industry, you want an application that will meet your operation. So you are out there searching for applications that is for the logistics industry, without taking into cognizance other functional areas of the business. So 81% of technology projects are influenced by the line of business decision, right? So I mentioned that you have some challenges with the traditional application. You have time to market, you have business IT alignment, because most of those applications do not really align with the business, and also business expectations keep changing. And when this business application, when business environment or expectations keep changing, for you to request for an update is always very, very expensive. We have a situation, based on confidentiality, I won't be able to mention the particular company. We had a particular client in Reliance that, anytime they want to renew their license, it's in millions of dollars. And anytime they want to update to be able to meet up their business expectations, it's always, they will tell you that they will charge you like $1,000 per hour for them to be able to work. And many a times, before they even finish, the business expectations have changed again, and you discover that it does not really, it's no longer necessary. And the total cost of ownership, particularly for legacy system maintenance, are always very, very high. And you also have the issue of security and compliance needs, because we have a situation whereby most business applications are driven by what we call the Data Protection Act, that is applicable in every organization. So every organization and every country. And again, too, when you also leverage on existing technology, it's always very, very expensive. Always very, very expensive. So that takes us to the Power Platform, because I mentioned earlier that Microsoft is the most popular business applications that we have around. So any application or any platform that is able to seamlessly integrate with this platform is a welcome development, because the Microsoft Power Platform is a no-code environment. It's just a matter of drag and drop experience. It's like when you are using PowerPoint, you are trying to embed image in your PowerPoint presentation. So once you have the knowledge of PowerPoint and knowledge of Excel very well, you can deploy a business application that is able to meet your business need. Yes, I'm saying that now. I'm saying that now. Now, low code is a drag and drop experience. It's like when you are using PowerPoint, like I mentioned, or Excel-like formula, because you are trying to put some formulas for that functionality. So once you are good with how to use the Excel formulas, you can develop a business application that will meet your unique business needs using the Microsoft Power Platform. So, and it's also when there's what we call the code first. The code first is that Professional development, because you already have that Microsoft environment, right, in your organization. So whatever application you are able to develop, right, integrates seamlessly into the application. And it's able to achieve this using what we call the AI builder. You have the data vase. The data vase is a central point where if you are using the Microsoft like Office Microsoft 365, for example, is the central point where your company's data are warehoused. So when you have this Microsoft platform deployed in the organization, it's able to plug into that data warehouse and get whatever data that is required. So there is seamless integration. So, and also too, when it comes to data connectors, because you are trying to connect these applications that you have developed into whatever application or whatever legacy application that you already have. Digital transformation is about extending the functionality of your existing business application. And the only way you can extend that is by using the Power Platform. And Microsoft Power Platform has over 700 connectors and data vases, so that is able to plug into your business application. Now, when we talk about the Microsoft Power Platform environment, we are talking about, it has the Power Page. The Power Page is the application that is used for website development. Then you have the Power App. The Power App is used to develop applications. You are used to develop applications. Then you have the Power Automate. The Power Automate is the aspect of the Power Platform that you use in automating your work processes, right? Your workflow. When you automate your workflow, you use the Power Automate. Then you have the Power BI. I'm sure some of us we are more familiar with the Power BI than every other applications that I have mentioned. So Power BI is a business analytic tools. It gives that visualization of our business analytics. So that is the Power BI. So you have the Power Virtual Agent. So the Power Virtual Agent is the intelligent virtual agent of the intelligent Power Virtual Agent arm of the Power Platform. Because with this, you are able to create chatbots that give ready answer, that is able to interact with your customers, all those routine questions or what have you that they ask, the chatbot is able to answer them. Now, the Power Platform is not, when we mention, like I said, when we mention digital transformation, it does not necessarily equate to acquisition of some expensive software. Now you have some processes that the off-the-shelf SaaS application. We have plenty of them. Without me mentioning some of their names, we have some of them that right we have acquired, particularly when you talk about the HRO information system. You look at the likes of Seamless HRO. You look at Bento. You have several of them, and you see that all these applications are not really able to meet our business needs, right? So you have several other processes that these applications cannot solve for us. So when you deploy the Power Platform, you're able to develop applications that is able to plug those little loopholes. We have applications like you have some applications, some HRO applications. You have the Workday, for example. Then you have the Oracle. Then you have the SAP. Then you have the Salesforce. So what we have on this diagram is that you have the Power Platform that is able to plug, that is able to create an integration between your Microsoft team, right? And your work day, for example, because you are scheduling a meeting, you have some challenges, that particularly when you have your meeting platform, the challenges that the workday is unable to meet. Then you have the Oracle application, then you have the SAP. Power Platform application, plug all those, create plugin for those lapses that that are inherent in some of these applications. Now, you also have a situation whereby, like I mentioned earlier, because business needs keep changing on a day-to-day basis, because you are the one, you are part of the people that develop this application, it's easy for you to quickly change the application to meet that your business needs. So custom development is needed to fill these gaps with modern solutions. And you also have a situation whereby developers need to connect some of these applications to the silo application to unlock the business data. So I mentioned earlier that Power App local development platform solve this for you as an organization. So now I will just show you how the Power Platform can help create a low-code application. What you are seeing is a low-code application being developed on the fly using the drag and drop method that the low-code application offers. An application is being developed right now. That is what you are seeing on your screen. Look at it. A business application has just been developed using drag and drop methodology, which the Power Platform offers. And it has all this. Hello, somebody's microphone is on, please.
Please, can we unmute our mics, please, if you're not the one talking? Thank you.
Yes, kindly mute. All right. So you have this, yes, you have this. This is an example of how the Power Platform, you're able to utilize the Power Platform to create a business application. It's a simple drag and drop. You have some models here. You have the test label, you have the edit form, you have all these things that you can just drag and create your business need. As long as you can understand your business process, it's not so difficult for you to create an application that is able to meet that business need. Now let me give a business scenario and challenge. We have a challenge of an asset management. An organization decide to run a company-wide asset check, to ensure that their equipment and assets are properly maintained and are in good condition. Previously, the admin officer used to type this data into an Excel sheet, and email them to the admin manager. So the admin manager then compiled them into a master spreadsheet, to do the calculation of the number of assets and those assets that are still okay and those that are not okay. So this process was time consuming and inefficient for team productivity. So what happened was that an asset management app was developed. So this asset management app will serve as the asset register, right? It has so you are able to enter all the assets into the that are within the organization into this application, and a unique code is automatically assigned for those assets. So when there is, because the application has been developed in a way that is able to track even maintenance, because you're able to set the maintenance schedule. Once the time is approaching for the maintenance of those applications, it triggers a notification, right? You get a notification that, look, this particular asset is due for maintenance. So if you are able to have maybe some SLA with some of these assets, people that services all these assets. For example, the photocopier. it's possible for the person that is doing the photocopy service to also receive a mail because there is a notification that has been triggered, like that is the time is due for you to go to company A and B to service their photocopier, right? Then if you have, because we are talking about total assets, you have fleet cars, you have several cars in your fleet, you can also trigger the maintenance schedule for those fleets. And with that, you see that those assets are able, though you are able to harness those assets, you are able to monitor them, you are able to streamline them, and you're also able to make them more productive, right? Because you have those assets that are no longer that has been obsolete. You're able to remove them from the register. Those new assets that you acquire, you are able to register them into the asset register. So for this asset management application, so the admin officer uses a customized and user-friendly Power App solution to register assets, equipment, and facilities, as well as update their task at the appropriate time. So reporting has also been automated with the use of the Power BI because you're able to see, you're able to have a visualization of all your assets and also the asset cost. As the account as they are depreciating those assets, you're able to see the current value of your assets because there is a connector that's able to connect to the accounting application. If the assets you've created a lifespan of maybe 4 or 5 years for the asset to be depreciated, you can set it. As the thing is depreciating, you are able to visually see the asset depreciation and how far you are even gone with the maintenance schedule and what have you on the asset. So because you have a Microsoft Power Platform is model driven, it allows the admin manager to see and manage all the information about the assets and the facility, right? Now, the Power Automate is used to pick up assets due to maintenance that is due for maintenance. And I said that an email is generated and sent out to the owner of the task. When there is a task that needs to be fulfilled, so you are able to get an email notification based on the Power Automate. Power Automate automates the workflow for you, which is part of the Power Platform. So now, when you innovate with the Power Platform application, you are able to innovate at the speed of your creativity, right? Because you're able to develop applications for travel requests, for example. You're able to develop an application for manufacturing order. When you have your warehouse, then the production want to request for raw material, they're able to send a request to the warehouse requesting for a certain number of raw material for their production. Then you also create application for expense management. You also create application for employee onboarding, right? Then you also create application for supply chain. The cash advance, because many organizations, you have a situation whereby when staff request for cash advance, they'll give you one slip to fill. You fill the slip, you begin to pass the slip from your line to your line manager until it gets to account, then the account will not act on it. But when you are able to, when you develop an application, you're able to initiate cash advance requests on your mobile app, right? And your line manager gets notification, either approves or disapproves. Once he approves, it goes to the approving authority, and account gets the notification, and that workflow, you're able to follow the workflow, right? So even petty cash management. Then procurement process, you're able to request for procurement and also facilitate procurement process. Staff can also request for leave on the application, even loan requests, invoice management, right? License management. You have licenses. There are some organizations that requires licensing, and you just cannot afford to allow any of the license to expire. So when you automate the process, even before the licenses expire, you already get a notification for you to act on instituting a process for the licenses to be renewed. Then transportation process. Then maybe you have some pool cars that are within your company, and if I have need for the pool car, I have to make a request to the admin manager or the admin officer that is responsible for the release of that pool car. And you can initiate a process using an application that is developed by the Power app. Then even attendance, appraisal process, you can create an application for appraisal process, help desk. Then in my company right now, Reliance, we are presently developing an application using the Power platform where visitors we don't need that physical register anymore, where you come, you fill in your thing, right? It's just for you to, at the gate, you scan the code, or since we work hybrid, you can ask for visitation, and whoever you are coming to visit, if it's a physical visit, can meet you up. Then asset management, which I just mentioned, then customer receivable tracker, then employee training, then information assets management, customer onboarding, the human resource management application. You can use it to plug some of those things that I mentioned. If you deploy an application like Seamless HRO, those areas of your business application that cannot be met by that application, you can simply create an application to plug that. Then incidents reporting. Incident report is very quick, particularly when your organization is an organization that is ISO certified. If your organization is ISO compliant, it requires that you must have log for incident reporting, right? When this incident was reported, the corrective actions that was taken, and the dates, the workflow that each of these measures we are taking. You need to create a log for them, as you are not compliant. Then you also have company communicator, right? You develop an application that is able to, you are using it to communicate internally rather than using email. You can communicate. In my company, we have an application in Microsoft Teams. We call it HRO Engage, that the HRO team uses to disseminate information across, rather than send a mail, or send a mail to all staff. And all these emails sometimes get lost in between several other emails. But once there is a prompt on your phone, you get the message from HRO or from whoever to send the general broadcast. Then maybe for inspection app, you are an auditor or you are part of the inspection team. So you can, instead of going with a register, you can create the check on the application and use the application on when you are engaging on your inspection on the go. So this is how we can practically automate our work processes and enhance digital transformation. At this point, I am available to take questions. Let me go to the chat room. I've not gone there since. Let me go to the chat room and let's see what we have in the chat room.
The chat box. Please, let's appreciate our speaker. Idoni, you did justice to this topic. Thank you so much. Everyone, please, can we show
Thank you very much. So,
our speaker appreciations, please? So before you answer questions, I just want to recap on some of the things that spoke to me, and I think will also speak to other people. You said the digital resilience has never been greater, and also that process automation is key to digital transformation. The goal of digital transformation is to drive speed and efficiency. that we should also digitize ad hoc pen and paper processes to create more.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. I have to switch off my camera so
Okay,
that
it's fine. It's fine.
I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. So please, I hope we were jotting, because I was jotting. I have so much that I have written down. So this session is more of a reflective one for us. For as many of us that our organization still have not digitalized their processes, I think it's high time we let them know the implication. And Idoni is around, is available. He will drop his LinkedIn profile for us to meet him. He has even dropped it, you know, if you need questions and more clarification. Idoni, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And again too, before I answer, sorry, Gray, before I answer the question, because I know not until I started exploring some of these things, I now know, like I mentioned earlier, that many of us have Microsoft 365 deployed. Microsoft, you have Dynamics, you have Microsoft 365 deployed in our organization. There is the chance that the Power Platform is part and parcel of your license. So what you are going to do is that Reliance Infosystem, where I work, is a major Microsoft partner across different countries. So we partner with Microsoft to deploy Microsoft applications. So I can connect you. What you just need to do is to get in touch with your IT and find out if the Power Platform is part of your license. Once it is part of your license, I can connect you with our team. They will offer you training on how to go about it absolutely free of charge, at no cost to you. We will give you and your IT team the webinar on how to utilize that hidden application in your license that you are presently not using.
Oh, Idoni, thank you so much. So you have seen what Idoni has said. Please, as many that want to reach out to him to use the Power application, he's available to help and put your organizations through. Thank you so much. Someone asked a question. I wish she could raise her hand and explain, because there are a lot of chats and I've lost the... Okay, I have seen the question. All right. Let's see. That's Onyechi. Onyechi, are you still are you still on the call? Onyechi, are you still on the call?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, please, I will appreciate if you say your question to the speaker directly. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. And thank you, Prof. Idoni. Thank you so much. It was a good one. My question is, the way I received the presentation, it was just looking as if that the role of identifying the IT need of the organization lies on the HR, identify what the needs are, and then go ahead and deploy strategies to meet up with these needs. So I was struggling in my head to understand where is the line between the IT and HR. I also understand that at the departmental level, HR could actually automate some things, and that you can only do that if there are some software that will enable you to do that. But at the organizational level, so I'm beginning to struggle to understand how HR comes in to identify those technology needs and being able to provide solutions so that it doesn't clash or it doesn't seem as if you are dragging the work of IT with them. So that's my question. Just clarity to draw the line.
Okay. Yes. You see, that was why I mentioned, right, that I have dropped a link on the chatbot where you can indicate your interest. So, like I said, many IT, it is you that understands your processes more than any other individual. So what the IT can just bring in somebody to develop an application for you based on their own understanding. But when you are part and parcel of the development team of that application, you understand your processes, it's easy for you or easier for you to be able to guide if you can't do it. So what I want you to do if you have Microsoft 365 in your organization, right? Discuss with your IT and find out if they have the Power Platform, right? They have the Power Platform as part of their license. If they have it, that is why I said that we are going to do a webinar. We will do a webinar free of charge. My organization, Reliance Info System, we do it free of charge. With that, we're able to open the eye of your IT, because many IT people, they are just about the traditional applications that they have there, then the infrastructure maintenance in terms of firewall, the servers, the workstation, and what have you, right? You are as good as what you know. So now that you are here, you have the opportunity of being a part and parcel of this session. It's not for you to go back to your organization. Let the IT man know that there are some hidden gems in the application license that you have in your organization, that you were privileged to attend a webinar where the facilitator said that he works in a company that is ready to offer a webinar for yourself and the IT person, so that you can better explore the license for a functionality that you have, right? So if the person keeps saying that, because we as HR professional, we are first and foremost change agents. If you are able to come up with an initiative that is able to solve several pain points within the organization, I'm sure that they will, because you are not going to incur no extra costs if you already have the license. Even if you don't have the license, when you compare to how much you are going to spend in deploying a customized application to solve that pay point, then you see that you automatically becomes a champion, because you're able to come up with a solution to the organization that is able to solve a problem that they have decided to cover with a wrapper, because there is no budget to acquire the software to solve that. So I think that is how best I can answer your question. I don't know if I was able to do justice.
Yeah. Okay. I think, yes. Thank you.
Please, are there more questions for our facilitator? Or contributions from seniors in the house?
Okay, good evening. Sorry, I have a question.
Good evening.
Thank you very much, sir, for the session, and thank you, the lady that asked the earlier question about the clash between the IT, if we're not going to be doing the work of the IT, and thank you for your explanation. However, my concern is for organizations that currently do not have 365 license. So for us, we use the Google Space and all workspace. So how can we maximize that, or it has to only work on the Microsoft 365? I don't know if you understand my question.
Okay, I understand your question. Like I said, when I started, I said that Microsoft is the most popular, right? So you have other applications. I gave examples of Appian, Mendes. We have several other power platforms that can be deployed. But the problem with that will be that no integration, no ability to integrate with your Google Workspace. Like for the HROP, we use Google Workspace. To God be the glory, we were able to secure a license from Google. Google gave us free license to use Workspace. We actually deployed Google Workspace for HROP operations. Some of those things that you see we do, they're actually automated. Certificate issuance, and some other operations, they are automated. And even inside the Google Workspace, right? Inside the sheet, for example, there are add-ons. There are add-ons that you can deploy to solve some of these little problems. It's just for you to explore some of them. So why it might be difficult to bring in some outside low-code applications, because for you to use the Microsoft Power Platform, why I emphasize on that was because most businesses uses Microsoft, but not also looking at a situation whereby there are some organizations just like your own that also use Google Workspace. Now, if I am to ask, you use Word, PowerPoint, and all that. Is it the license you have? Are they standalone licenses? Or you also use Google Sheets?
Yes, we use Google Sheets. We use everything is Google. Everything.
Google.
We got the license from Google.
Okay, I know about Google Workspace very well. So that means virtually you don't have a Microsoft Office, PowerPoint in your machines.
We have, but like as we're having this meeting, I've also been speaking with our IT, and the feedback I got is we used to have the 365 license. However, since the advent of COVID, because we're an NGO, so we got the license, I think, free from Google.
Okay, I get it now. I get it.
They haven't activated the 365 ever since. So it's been Google's workspace since the COVID.
Okay. The Google Workspace for not-for-profit. That's also what we were able to get for our operation in HROP. I get it. So maybe we will have the conversation after then. Let's see some other applications that you can deploy.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Please, are there any more questions?
I am going through the chat room. Let me see. Okay. Thank you, IG, for the insights. Okay. I'm scrolling through this. Let me see if there are questions that requires.
There was only Chinyere that puts a question, and she has spoken. Yeah.
Okay.
So do we have contributions from seniors of the house, like maybe letting us know what digitalization of their HR processes have done for them in terms of maximizing efficiency? Is there anyone that wants to like really testify that is not just hearsay or theoretical? We did it, we implemented it in my organization, and this and this and this were the results of the implementation. Seniors in the house.
I've gone through.
There's none, yes, IG. IG, thank you so much.
So in the absence of, so if there is no other question, I think, Grace, I will hand over the session back to you.
Thank you so much. Please, once again, with a warm AHRP, thank you. Let's say thank you to Gidoni. Thank you so much. Idonis, thank you so much. It's much appreciated. Thank you. All right. In the absence of any questions, I just want to